Hey BookTube, it's Nick. So this is a bit of an impromptu video. I was actually planning on filming something else today, but I heard about Fantasy AdventureAthon and I have to be a part of this. I literally just found out that it existed today, so I had to quickly get my TBR together so that I could join. So this readathon is hosted by the wonderful Novel Thoughts. I'm gonna link everything that you need to know down in the description, including the original video, the blog post, and the team lead. I am Team Unicorn. So basically the way that this works is that we have a map, and it's basically a choose your own adventure readathon. It's really cool and interesting. I've never seen a readathon like this. So basically what you do is you follow the map and you follow the different prompts, and then from there there's different challenges for you to complete, and then that actually leads you to your team mascot. So this is the path that I chose. Ignore the very poorly drawn path that I did. But basically we're just gonna talk about the prompts that I chose. I'm not gonna go into every single one because you can just watch the original video and look at the blog post because that explains absolutely everything that you need to know. So I'm just gonna tell you about which ones that I chose and then the books that I chose for each prompt. So like I said, I am on Team Unicorn and our team lead is read by Francine. She's actually not a booktuber, but she is a bookstagrammer. So I'm going to link her Instagram in the description. Again, everything that you need to know will be down there. But basically everybody starts off with Fellowship as the prompt, and that is just the group book. Now this year the group book is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. Thankfully I already had this book and I've been looking for an excuse to read it, so now is the perfect time and I'm really excited. Now from there, the next path that I chose was Castle, which is read a book with a royalty word in the title. For this prompt I chose Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. This is actually a reread for me. I talked about it a bit in my booktube newbie tag, but this is the series that actually got me back into reading. But I've been looking for an excuse to do a reread because I've had Warstorm pretty much since it came out, but I haven't read it yet because I forget a lot of things that happened throughout the series. So I've been really wanting to reread it. So I'm really excited because this is the perfect opportunity. Next up, my prompt was Owl, which is read a book with black in the cover. So for this one, I'm hoping to get to this book. I'll go in a bit to my priority at the end, but I did choose Everlist by Sarah Holland. I've had this for forever and I really need to read it, but my TBR is a bit ambitious. I don't think that I can read every single one of these books in a week because I do have 6 books picked out. So this one I'm going to do if I get the chance. Now if I don't make it to this one, technically Red Queen does have black in the cover in this version because I do have the collector's edition, so I might have to do 1 book for 2 prompts for this, which is allowed. Obviously the goal is to read as many books as possible, but it's okay to use 1 book for multiple prompts. So if I don't get to Everlist, then I'll just count Red Queen for Owl. Next up is Fairy, which is to read a fairy tale or fairy tale retelling. For this one, I have the ebook version, not a physical copy, but I'm going to be reading Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. I've actually started this book twice and I've yet to finish it, so this is the time for me to finally finish this book so that I can move on to Cress. Because I really liked Cinder and there's nothing wrong with Scarlet, I just keep hitting a wall and it's really frustrating, so this time I'm determined to power through and finally finish this book. The next prompt is Bewitch, which is to read a book with a romance in it. Again, this one I'm hoping to get to, and that is going to be Daughter of the Pirate King, and that is by Trisha Levenseller. I'm actually going to get to the audiobook for this one because it is on Scribd, but again, if I don't get a chance to get to it, I'm probably just gonna use Red Queen. Even though, like, there's technically a romance in this, kind of. It's not super developed, but we're just gonna use this one if I don't get to Daughter of the Pirate King, which I want to. That's my goal. My goal is to get to it because I've heard that there's nice steamy romance in it, and the audiobook's only 7 hours, so I'm thinking it's manageable. But I have another audiobook that I'm gonna be listening to during this, so maybe, or maybe. We'll see. The second to last prompt I chose Journey, which is to read a book with 500 or more pages. So for this one, I'm actually doing Son of Neptune by Rick Riordan. I'm currently in the middle of my own Riordan reread. So I recently read all of the Percy Jackson books, and I'm currently listening to the audiobook for The Lost Hero. So my goal this week, in the next 2 days, is to finish that audiobook so that I can start the audiobook for this one, because it is 513 pages, so it barely makes the cut. But since I'm already continuing on with this series in audiobook format anyway, this will be my audio choice for the readathon, so that'll really help me speed along the process and get through more books. The last prompt is Poison Apple, which is just to read a book while eating. I do that literally every day. I am constantly reading or listening to an audiobook while I'm cooking or just eating lunch or dinner. So this one, I didn't pick a specific book for it because pretty much every single book that I'm going to be reading at one point or another, I'm going to be eating while I read the book. So yeah. So I do only have 6 books for this instead of 7 because I cannot read 7 books in a week. I don't even think I can read 6. My goal is to get to all 6, but that is very ambitious for me. So I do have a priority list, if you will, for these books. So my top priority is going to be the group book, which is, again, A Darker Shade of Magic. This is definitely my top priority because I really, really want to get to the group book, especially since this is the only one that I'm absolutely gonna get to that I've never read any of it before. All the others are either rereads or I've started them, except for Daughter of the Pirate King, but that one I may get to, I may not, we'll see. And Everless. I haven't read any of Everless, but also hopefully I'll get to it, maybe not, we'll see. After that, my next priority is Red Queen, because I know that I'll get through this super fast. Also, it is potentially 3 different prompts, so definitely my next priority. After that is Son of Neptune. Again, this is my priority audiobook read, so I know that I'll get through this and have no worries. And also, I'm just really excited to read it because I just love Rick Riordan books. Like, they are some of my favorite books of all time. They hold a very, very special place in my heart. So I'm very excited to live in this book again for the 3rd time. After that, my next priority is Scarlet, and I don't think that that'll be difficult for me to get to, but I absolutely need to get to it because that is the last one that I don't have a backup for that prompt. So that definitely needs to get done, so I really hope I can get to that. And then, of course, my last priorities are Daughter of the Pirate King and Everless. I really, really, really hope that I can get to these, but your girl's a little busy. I'm also taking a road trip for the last 3 days of the readathon, so that'll be fun, trying to get all the reading packed in. But I'm super, super excited, and you all should join. Again, every link that you'll need is in the description, so if you join, let me know what team you're on. If we're on the same team, we can be friends. If you're not on my team, we can still be friends. I love new friends. So thank you all for watching my Fantasy AdventureAthon TBR, and hopefully we can all do this together and read tons of books. Bye.